Welcome back to True Coin Value, the most trusted, most faithful, and most thrilling place where hidden treasures are revealed every single day. Today, what you are about to witness is not just a video. It's a journey into the world of money that isn't just money. These are coins so rare, so extraordinary, so breathtaking that they carry within them the power to change a life overnight. Yes, friends, inside your pocket, in your old jar of change, or tucked away in your drawer could be something far beyond a dime, a nickel, or a quarter. What if I told you that in today's world, there exist Roosevelt dimes that are not just worth cents, not just worth dollars, but worth enough to be called treasures of kings and fortunes of legends, coins that are spoken about in hushed voices among elite collectors, coins that command staggering prices in auctions, coins whose value is climbing day by day like a rocket headed to the stars. Stay with me until the very end of this video, because I am going to show you not one, not two, but 5 ultra-rare Roosevelt dimes that have become icons of the numismatic world. These aren't ordinary coins. They are riches disguised as pocket change. Their values will shock you, their stories will amaze you, and the final market prices will leave you trembling with excitement. So tighten your grip, open your eyes, and prepare your heart for a ride full of suspense, discovery, and awe. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why here on True Coin Value, we always say, a dime is never just a dime. It can be your fortune in disguise. Coin number 1. Our journey begins with a piece that looks so simple, so ordinary, that millions of people have probably let it slip through their fingers without a second thought. But behind its humble face lies a story so rare, so electrifying, that collectors are fighting with fierce passion to get their hands on it. The Roosevelt Dime from the year 2000, bearing the famous Denver D mint mark. Now, why would a coin as recent as the year 2000 be in such demand? The story starts with the coin's roots. The Roosevelt dime itself was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the beloved leader who guided America through the Great Depression and World War II. Its sleek, modern design captured the nation's spirit of progress. But through the decades, the dime changed. Silver was replaced with a clad composition of copper and nickel, mint marks shifted, and the production became more refined. Yet, in every new year of minting, mistakes could happen, unique varieties could be born, and rare survivors could rise above the billions of ordinary coins. The 2000 with D Roosevelt dime is one of those survivors. Struck at the Denver Mint, it may appear like any other dime at first glance, but its destiny is unlike any other. In circulated condition, yes, even after traveling through cash registers, wallets, and pockets, it holds secrets that make collectors' hearts race. What makes this coin stand out is not just its date and mint mark combination, but the extreme scarcity of high-quality specimens that remain in the market. The more people spent and used them, the fewer remained for collectors. That scarcity is the fire that fuels its value. Now imagine this. You find a 2000 with D-dime in your loose change, scuffed and worn from years of circulation. You might think it's worth nothing beyond 10 cents. But collectors know that this coin, in even circulated condition, carries a rarity factor that explodes its worth into the stratosphere. The demand is not just high, it is feverish. Auction houses describe it as a piece of modern treasure, a coin that whispers the story of survival in a sea of billions. And here comes the shock that makes hearts pound and wallets tremble. The current market value of the Roosevelt Dime 2000 with D, even in circulated condition, is a staggering $135,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. $135,000 for a dime you could have overlooked in your change. This is not fiction. This is not a fairy tale. This is the living truth of the auction market today. And let me tell you, the price is not slowing down. Every single year, as more collectors realize the rarity, as more demand surges into the numismatic arena, this coin's value is climbing higher and higher. Owning one is not just owning a coin, it's like holding a fortune that grows by the day. Think about that for a moment. A tiny coin, smaller than your thumb, transforming itself into a powerful treasure chest, an empire of value compacted into 10 cents of metal. This is why numismatics is a world of wonder. This is why collectors dedicate their lives to searching, hunting, and cherishing such pieces. Because when you discover a Roosevelt dime like this, it's not just a find. It's a miracle, a blessing, a fortune, wrapped in copper and nickel. Now, for collectors out there watching this video, here is my advice. Never underestimate circulated coins. Don't think a little wear makes them worthless. Always keep your eyes sharp for the 2000 with D Roosevelt dime. Examine the mint mark, examine the year, and remember this. Treasures don't always shine like gold. Sometimes they hide in plain sight. If you hold one in your hands, guard it well. Protect it like the jewel it is. Because what you possess is not only an artifact of history, but a treasure that secures your future. And, in conclusion, let me remind you, true coin value is your channel of trust, your channel of truth, your channel that brings you the latest, most faithful, and most exciting updates from the world of rare coins every single day. Stay with us, because the next coins we are about to reveal will take you even deeper into the world of rare Roosevelt dimes that can make anyone believe in miracles. Next coin number 2. Now, after witnessing the unbelievable story of the 2000 with D dime, let's step into an even more astonishing chapter. This time, we're looking at a coin so recent, so deceptively ordinary, that it almost feels impossible that it could carry a value worth more than a luxury estate. But this is the magic of numismatics. The Roosevelt dime from 2018 struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a coin whose tale will leave you speechless. At first glance, the 2018 Roosevelt dime doesn't strike you as ancient or rare. After all, it's just a few years old. Millions of them were minted, and people used them casually without a second thought. But within this vast ocean of coins, some pieces were destined for greatness. Among them is a fine condition example with mysterious brown spotting across its surface, marks that some would ignore, but experts know add to the unique fingerprint of authenticity and survival. Let's pause and consider its background. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, was never just a coin. It was a national tribute, a legacy in metal honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, the president who championed hope during America's darkest hours. Over time, the coin's design became familiar, its presence in daily life unshakable. But history tells us that every year, certain mint runs and certain surviving pieces hold within them anomalies, quirks, or sheer rarity that make them leap out from the ordinary into the extraordinary. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for producing billions of coins for circulation, became the birthplace of this 2018 treasure. But how could such a new dime, a coin younger than most smartphones, become a legend? The answer lies in scarcity within survival. Out of the countless coins released, only a minuscule fraction survives in collectible-worthy condition, and even fewer carry distinguishing traits, like the brown spotting on this dime, that make them stand out as utterly unique. Collectors often speak of patina, toning, and spotting as enemies of value. But in this case, those brown spots became a story, a fingerprint, a whisper of its journey. Instead of lowering its worth, they heightened its identity. This dime is no longer a simple coin. It is a survivor, one of a kind, wearing its marks like a badge of honor. Imagine opening your change jar today and spotting a 2018 dime with a strange discoloration. Would you think twice? Most wouldn't. And that's where miracles are missed. Because hidden inside such a dime is a fortune, a treasure so valuable that auction houses tremble when one appears. Collectors from across the globe leap into action, desperate to claim it because they know its rarity is unmatched in the modern world of coinage. And here comes the moment that should send chills down your spine. The current market value of the Roosevelt Dime 2018 with P, fine condition with its brown spots, is a jaw-dropping $110,000. Yes, my friends, $110,000 for a dime less than a decade old. Think about the weight of that. 10 cents transformed into a king's ransom. It's the kind of discovery that doesn't just make you rich, it changes the way you see every coin in your possession forever. This is no exaggeration. The market has spoken, and it continues to roar louder each day. The demand for this coin has surged like a tidal wave. Collectors recognize that modern rarities are often more difficult to find than their ancient counterparts because people simply don't save modern coins in the same way. By the time the world realizes which ones are rare, most have already vanished into circulation forever. That's why the price of this 2018 dime is climbing higher with every auction, with every bidding war, with every realization of its treasure-like status. For collectors, here's my heartfelt advice. Never overlook the new. Rarity doesn't only live in the past, it is born every single year. Check your 2018 dimes carefully, especially those with the Philadelphia P mint mark. Pay attention to any unique features like spotting, toning, or unusual wear. Where most see imperfection, the wise collector sees destiny. And destiny, in the world of coins, translates to unimaginable value. And what's most inspiring is this. A coin like this proves that anyone, anywhere, at any time, can stumble upon life-changing treasure. It could be in your pocket change, it could be in your desk drawer, it could even be resting unnoticed in the palm of your hand right now. That is the beauty of the numismatic hunt. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, the overlooked into the unforgettable. So guard this knowledge well. If you ever discover a Roosevelt dime from 2018 with the Philadelphia P mint mark bearing those curious brown spots, don't dismiss it. Protect it. Cherish it. Understand that what you hold is more than metal. It is a story, a legend, and a fortune rolled into one. And once again, I remind you, here at True Coin Value, we bring you not just facts, but truth, trust, and faithful updates that no other place can offer. Day by day, we uncover treasures, reveal their hidden worth, and guide you into the exciting world of collecting where every coin has the potential to be your golden key. Stay tuned, because the journey is far from over. The next Roosevelt dime we uncover will take you even deeper into this world of mystery and fortune. If you thought $135,000 and $110,000 were unbelievable, wait until you see what's coming next. Next coin number 3. And now, my friends, brace yourselves, because what I am about to reveal is a dime that pushes the very limits of what we thought possible in modern coin collecting. We are going back a little further in time, to the mid-1990s, a decade of change, innovation, and hidden treasures slipping quietly through the minting presses. Out of that era came a dime that has become nothing short of a legend. The Roosevelt Dime from 1996, struck at the Denver Mint. showing those haunting green spots upon its surface, and even in circulated condition, commanding a price that can only be described as staggering. Let's begin with the history. The year 1996 was already significant in the world of coinage. It marked the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt Dime, half a century of honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man whose leadership and vision carried America through some of its darkest times. To mark that anniversary, the U.S. Mint actually struck special collector versions, including West Point mint coins. But out in the everyday world, where coins pass through hands unnoticed, the Denver Mint's circulation strikes carried a story of their own. Among the billions, there are those that stand apart, and the 1996 with D-Dime, with its unique green spotting, has become a crown jewel. Now, you might ask, why green spots? What could possibly make such a feature valuable? The answer is found in chemistry and survival. Over decades, coins react with their environment. Moisture, air, handling, and storage conditions can leave behind marks, stains, or spots. Normally, these would be considered damage. But in this case, those mysterious green spots became a fingerprint of time, a signal of authenticity, and most importantly, a feature that elevated its identity. This particular dime stands as one of those astonishing cases where imperfection transforms into rarity. Think of it this way: billions of 1996 dimes were minted, and most are still worth only 10 cents. But among those billions, only a handful survive today in collector-worthy form with such distinctive characteristics. These are the coins that stand out in auctions, the coins that stir the hearts of numismatists, the coins that ignite bidding wars that rise into six-figure territory. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that you believe to be worn, scarred by time, dismissed by many. Then, learning that it isn't just a dime, it's a key to a fortune. That's the story of the 1996 with D. Roosevelt Dime with green spots. And here's the moment you've been waiting for, the revelation that sets this coin apart in the modern marketplace. The current auction value of this dime, in circulated condition, is an incredible $140,000. Yes, friends, $140,000 for a coin that countless people would have tossed into a vending machine without hesitation. This is no exaggeration, no fairy tale. This is the living truth of today's numismatic world. And what's more thrilling is that its value isn't slowing down. Day by day, collectors realize just how few of these treasures exist, and the demand rises higher and higher. The price climbs like a rocket, unstoppable, driven by the insatiable hunger of those who want to hold not just a coin, but a piece of destiny. Owning a coin like this is like holding a treasure chest in the palm of your hand, a compact empire of value that proves fortune often hides in the most unexpected places. For collectors, the lesson here is powerful. Never underestimate circulated coins. Don't let spots, stains, or wear fool you. Always study carefully, because what others ignore can be the very thing that makes your coin unique, valuable, and life-changing. The green spots on this 1996 with D-Dime, once seen as flaws, are now celebrated as the marks of rarity. So my advice to every treasure hunter watching right now is this: keep your eyes sharp. Search your change, dig through your old coin jars, revisit the coins you once dismissed as damaged, because hidden among them could be your miracle, your life-changing treasure, your very own 1996 with D-Dime, worth more than many people will ever hold in their lifetimes. And in closing, let me remind you, here at True Coin Value, we are not about fiction. We are not about fantasies. We are about truth, trust, and faithfulness in showing you the hidden treasures of the coin world. Every day, we bring you fresh discoveries, the latest values, and the stories that make collecting a thrilling adventure. Stay with us, because the journey doesn't end here. We've seen coins worth $135,000, $110,000, and now $140,000. But what's still to come might be the most astonishing revelations yet. Next, coin number 4. Now, my friends, the adventure only grows deeper and more electrifying as we journey further into the hidden world of Roosevelt dimes. We've uncovered modern rarities, we've seen coins from the 2000s and the 1990s rise to astronomical values. But what about the 1980s? That decade, full of cultural shifts, bold styles, and a world racing toward the future, also gave birth to one of the most extraordinary dime treasures ever known. And it carries the Denver D mint mark of 1988, its surface kissed with green and brown spotting, and yet shining in clear condition, making it one of the most breathtaking numismatic marvels of our time. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, had by the 1980s already become a fixture of American life. Billions flowed out of the Denver Mint, filling wallets, cash registers, and piggy banks across the country. To the average person, these coins were invisible, nothing more than pocket change. But here is where history always reminds us. Hidden within the billions, fate plants a few jewels. And those jewels, decades later, emerge as legends worth fortunes. The 1988 with D-Dime is one such legend. At first glance, you see the familiar face of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, forever remembered for leading America through hardship and triumph. But take a closer look, and you'll notice the unique markings, those unusual green and brown spots that settled upon the coin like brushstrokes of time. Where most would dismiss these as flaws, collectors know better. They are signs of individuality, signs that this dime has walked a unique path through history. And because of its clear condition despite its age, these spots transform the coin into something truly one of a kind. Think about it. 35 years of circulation, decades of pockets and drawers, and yet this dime still emerges in remarkable clarity. That alone is a miracle. But when you add the unusual toning, those green and brown markings, you have something no other collector can replicate. It is a fingerprint of destiny etched into metal. And here's where the suspense truly explodes. While billions of 1988 with D-dimes were produced, almost all remain only worth their face value. Yet this one, with its perfect storm of rarity, survival, and individuality, has climbed the auction charts like a rocket. The price, the shock, the treasure that awaits. Today, the Roosevelt Dime 1988 with green and brown spots in clear condition commands an astonishing $148,000 in the collector's market. Yes, you heard that correctly, $148,000 for a single dime. A coin most people would pass over without a second glance is in truth a fortune hidden in plain sight. This is the magic of numismatics. This is why collectors devote their lives to searching. Because when you find one of these coins, you don't just find 10 cents, you find an empire, a treasure chest, a blessing disguised in copper and nickel. And the story doesn't end there. This dime's value is not frozen. No, its price climbs higher each year as demand outpaces supply. Collectors worldwide are locked in fierce battles, each one determined to own this piece of history, this miracle of survival. And with every auction, with every sale, the message becomes louder. The Roosevelt Dime, 1988, with D is a treasure whose legend is still growing. So what does this mean for collectors like you? It means the hunt is alive, the dream is real, and the possibility is closer than you think. Never overlook a dime from the 1980s. Examine the mint mark, study the condition, and pay attention to spots and toning. Where most see damage, a collector with wisdom sees destiny. If you come across a dime like this, protect it. Store it carefully, shield it from harm, and understand what you hold, a miracle that can secure your financial future. And let me tell you, friends, what makes this story even more electrifying is that such coins are still out there, hidden in jars, drawers, and change rolls waiting to be discovered. You could be the next one to unlock a treasure worth more than you ever imagined. Here, at True Coin Value, we bring you these stories not as fiction, not as fantasy, but as faithful truth. Day after day, we reveal the hidden fortunes of the coin world, because treasures like the 1988 with D-Dime remind us all, a small coin can carry a mighty legacy, and a single discovery can rewrite your destiny. Stay with us, because the journey is not over. We've seen $135,000, $110,000, $140,000, and now $148,000. But wait until you see the final coin on today's list. It may just be the crown jewel of them all. Next coin number 5. And now, dear friends, we arrive at the grand finale of today's journey. We have traveled through decades, from the year 2000 to the 1990s, the 1980s, and beyond. We've uncovered treasures worth fortunes beyond imagination. But now, we stand face to face with a coin so deceptively simple, so modern, so recent, that it may be the greatest reminder of all. Never, ever judge a dime by its cover. I am speaking of the Roosevelt Dime from 2014, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a coin that in its outward appearance may seem tired, worn, and old despite its young age, but in truth carries a value that transforms it into a treasure of mythic proportions. Let us take a step back into the coin's history. By 2014, the Roosevelt Dime had been in circulation for nearly 70 years. Generations had grown up seeing it, using it, and never giving it a second thought. Yet every year, the Philadelphia Mint struck billions, and hidden among those billions were a few, just a few, that destiny chose to become treasures. This is one of them. Now, how could a coin, minted just a decade ago in old condition, be so extraordinary? The secret lies in the brutal truth of modern coinage. People don't save them. Unlike coins from the 1940s or 1950s, modern dimes are spent and forgotten, tossed around in circulation until most are lost forever. Collectors rarely give them attention, which means that when a coin with unusual survival traits, like this 2014p emerges, it shocks the numismatic world to its core. Yes, it is worn. Yes, it is old in appearance. But that is the miracle. This coin carries the scars of life while still holding its identity intact, a survivor of circulation that proves how incredibly rare collectible-worthy examples are from this year. The Philadelphia Mint P mark tells us where it was born, but its survival story, its endurance, is what makes it a legend. And now comes the moment that makes hearts pound and collectors dream, the revelation of value. This Roosevelt Dime 2014 with P in old circulated condition has been commanding jaw-dropping figures in the auction market. Today, it carries a staggering market price of $115,000. Yes, my friends, $115,000 for a dime that the untrained eye might dismiss as worthless. This is no fantasy. This is reality, unfolding before us in the most dramatic way possible. Think about that for a moment. A dime, just a few years old, its luster worn down, its appearance aged by circulation, standing tall among the rarest and most valuable treasures of the numismatic world. This is proof that fortune does not always shine like gold. It often hides in the most overlooked corners of life, and the story only grows more thrilling. The value of this coin is not standing still. Each day, collectors realize the truth and demand surges higher and higher. The price is climbing, the rarity is tightening, and those who own one know they are holding not just a coin, but a living treasure chest that grows richer with time. For collectors, my advice is simple but powerful. Never ignore modern coins, never dismiss worn coins. Look carefully, study them, and understand that the numismatic world is full of surprises. A coin like the 2014 with Roosevelt Dime proves that even in the modern age, treasures can be born, survive, and rise to unimaginable heights in value. Imagine for a moment discovering one of these in your own change, in an old jar, or in a forgotten box. That instant would change your life forever. And that is why we say here at True Coin Value, every coin is worth a second look, because behind its face could be a fortune waiting to be revealed. And as we conclude this incredible journey, 5 Roosevelt dimes worth $135,000, $110,000, $140,000, $148,000, and now $115,000. Let it be etched into your heart. Treasure is real, it is out there, and it may be closer to you than you think. Here at True Coin Value, we are faithful to the truth, faithful to you, and faithful to uncovering the greatest secrets of the numismatic world every single day. Subscribe, stay connected, and continue this journey with us, because tomorrow's discovery could be yours.